The US military did something really surprising, and now everyone's talking about it. First, they told us they were making a space force, which sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. Then, the Pentagon shared secret videos of strange flying objects, and a member of Congress even said he saw alien technology. It was all so exciting that they couldn't keep it a secret anymore. So guess what? There wasn't a crashed UFO. It was actually a new aircraft they were testing. This aircraft is super cool because it combines all the best things from different fighter planes. It has a cool triangle shape like the Manta, can go super fast like the Dark Star, has fancy artificial intelligence like NGAD, and can even turn invisible like the B-21 Rider. And they're building it in a top-secret place called Area 51. So don't worry about aliens just yet. The military is just working on some really awesome new technology. Unveiling the secrets. In the world of aviation, there's a super cool project going on. Imagine if you took all the amazing stuff from different fighter jets and put it into one aircraft. That's exactly what they did. They used to think that this cool plane called TR3 Black Manta was a UFO made by humans. But guess what? It was actually the first step to creating a real UFO. The new plane is like a smaller fighter jet, but it has that same triangle shape. And this shape isn't random. It makes the plane super quiet because of some secret space tech. Plus, it can do crazy stuff because it's built to handle really tough conditions. One of the big secrets of this plane is its engine. It's so powerful that it can make the aircraft go as fast as 7,500 mph. They use a special kind of fuel to make it work super fast. It's like rocket fuel. There's also a cool magnetic field thingy that helps the plane take off easily, almost like magic. Now, here's the really mind-blowing part. This plane can take off straight up into the sky, just like in those UFO videos. That's because of where they put the engine. And if that wasn't enough, they made it super hard to spot on radar. They borrowed some cool tricks from another plane called B-21 Rider and used special tech to make it invisible to radar. So even if someone's looking for it, they won't be able to find it easily. But wait, there's more. If the plane does get spotted, it can create a giant distraction to confuse the enemy radar. It's like a superhero trick to stay hidden. So, this new aircraft is like something from a sci-fi movie, but it's real. And it's being developed in Area 51. Laws 2 Laser. In Area 51, where they do top-secret stuff, they built a UFO that took weapon tech to a whole new level. They started testing this super laser back in 2014. At that time, smart folks from all around the world who knew a lot about lasers got together with Lockheed Martin, the big tech company. They had a secret meeting and used super-duper technology to create a laser system that's crazy powerful. They called it Laws 2. It's like a laser gun that can do different things. They put the lenses in a special way and made the laser super unique so that it could shoot really far, 3 times farther than the first version. In the past, you needed a whole group of planes to do what this one plane can do now. In its normal mode, this laser has the power of 200 kilowatts. That's strong enough to mess up the electronics in enemy vehicles and missiles from 6 miles away. But you know what? That's not even enough for total protection. Here's a wild thought. Maybe we don't have many awesome UFO videos because of this laser. If you get too close to it, it'll turn off your smartphone. And if the aircraft gets really gutsy and uses the second mode of the laser, it goes up to 400 kilowatts, enough to melt metal in seconds from 12 miles away. This laser, Laws 2, is one of the best ones for military stuff. It gets all its power from a vortex generator, so it never runs out of energy. You can use this laser not just to destroy missiles, projectiles, and drones, they go down in less than a second, but also enemy planes and helicopters. They take less than 3 seconds to destroy. AI-powered supersonic jets. When you have an aircraft that can zoom through the skies at a mind-boggling 7,500 miles per hour, stay hidden from sight, and operate a laser system, you need someone to run the whole show. Humans can't handle the intense forces and scorching temperatures that come with flying that fast. You see, when an aircraft goes full speed, it heats up to a blazing 750 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than an oven. So, who's the perfect fit for the pilot's seat in this super-fast, super-secret jet? Well, it's not a human, but artificial intelligence, AI. They've tested AI before on the NGAD fighter jet, and it's a real whiz. The AI in the jet's computer controls everything, from flying and tracking targets to launching attacks and sharing information with other planes. It's like having a super smart co-pilot that never gets tired. And get this, the AI can project all the important info onto a screen in the command center. If something goes wrong, a duty officer can take over and steer the aircraft manually. The best setup is when some stuff is controlled by humans and other things are handled by AI. That way, you get the best of both worlds, quick computer calculations and human smarts. It's a winning combo that makes most missions a breeze. But that's not all. The engineers at Area 51 have cooked up something truly unbeatable. Right now, there's no aircraft out there that can match this mystery fighter. It's the result of years and years of hard work by engineers at the most top-secret military base in the US. They've brought to life technologies that used to exist only in sci-fi movies. Every part and gadget in this aircraft seems like it's from outer space. These engineers have gone all out to make this new fighter jet the king of the skies on our planet and maybe even beyond. It makes you wonder how many more mind-blowing technologies are out there waiting to be discovered. The future might bring us even more incredible aircraft with abilities that are beyond our wildest dreams. And who knows, these technologies could take humanity to a whole new level that's out of this world. Top Secret Pentagon. The Pentagon has a whole bunch of super-secret aircraft that could easily be mistaken for UFOs. Let's go back to 2013 when the US Air Force sent a super-secret spy plane over the Pacific Ocean. This thing had a mission: gather top-secret intelligence about China, Russia, and North Korea. Basically, it was spying on them. Everything about this aircraft was classified, top-secret stuff. It was a real mystery in the sky. Now, here's where it gets interesting. There was a little oopsie with document storage. Somehow, a document spilled the beans on all the juicy details about the plane, how it was built, its cool features, and how it worked. The only thing they didn't reveal was its name. They had that part blacked out with a marker, just like you see in spy movies. But the experts, being super smart, figured out that the name had 8 letters. And guess what? At that time, there was only one US aircraft that fit the bill, the RQ-170 Sentinel. It was no surprise that this plane was surrounded by rumors and legends. Why? Because it was born at the most mysterious military base in the US, Area 51. You've probably heard of it. It's in Nevada, a place where UFO sightings are as common as desert sand. People have captured strange lights in the sky, triangular objects, and flying saucers on camera within the state. The Sentinel often found itself in the spotlight, but it wasn't your regular aircraft. It was a technological marvel. While other countries were still using manned spy planes, the Sentinel was the real deal, an unmanned aerial vehicle. They designed it to be super sneaky, and the name says it all. The Sentinel's mission was to spy on really important enemy stuff. It gathered info about North Korea's nuclear and space activities and became the talk of the town among UFO fans. But it wasn't alone in this UFO-like fame. There were 2 more aircraft with that reputation. One of them was the F-117 Nighthawk, the very first stealth bomber developed in the 1970s right there at Area 51. Created by Lockheed Skunk Works, this plane had a look that could win a weirdest aircraft contest hands down. It was the first mass-produced aircraft to use stealth technology. In simple terms, it had such a low radar signature that people started calling it an invisible plane. But here's the kicker. Its surface was covered with a special material that looked like diamonds all over. Some newspapers even said it was entirely covered in precious stones, but that was just a wild rumor. However, this aircraft was a game changer. It was stealthy, fast, and super reliable. Everything you'd want in a top-secret aircraft. It was supposed to be the Pentagon's secret weapon, but its bizarre look made sure it didn't stay a secret for long. People couldn't figure out what kind of plane it was, and that just added to the UFO mystique. The UFO mystique. U.S. citizens often thought these secret planes were UFOs, and they'd film them and put the videos online. People are naturally curious, and they're good at spotting unusual stuff. And guess what? Lockheed Martin wasn't the only player in these top-secret projects. In the 1990s, Boeing had its own secret aircraft project called the Bird of Prey. It was created for the U.S. Air Force, and it happened at the same mysterious Area 51. The YF-118G, this Boeing aircraft, wasn't meant for production. It was more like a test and development plane. But when it came to life, it looked like something right out of Star Trek, like the Klingon cruiser. But here's the cool part. Its main mission wasn't spying or reconnaissance. Nope. It was all about testing fancy aviation technologies to make planes harder to detect. They tried out things like super stealthy coatings, including a transparent skin. And get this, they even experimented with hologram technology that could make the plane change shape whenever they wanted. Yeah, you heard that right. Shape-shifting planes. These unique features and weird shapes might explain those videos where flying objects seem to just vanish into thin air. But here's the twist. Most of these planes have already retired and are chilling in hangars somewhere. The new planes don't really look like UFOs because they have a more familiar shape. So what's the deal with all these UFO sightings that seem to match the testing dates for secret 6th-generation fighter jets? It's not just a coincidence. These aircraft have abilities that make them look just like UFOs. It's a real head-scratcher. Reality and sci-fi. The NGAD fighter is the real deal, inside and out. Every part of this aircraft is like a perfect puzzle piece that fits together seamlessly. It's on track to set the tech standard for all its competitors. Let me give you a taste of its mind-blowing technology. It's got this super special stealthy skin. It doesn't just hide from radar, it can even block laser weapons. Imagine that. Plus, it has a hologram system kind of like what they tested on the YF-118G. With a push of a button, this plane can project an image on its body from the opposite side, basically making itself vanish. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie. But here's where it gets really wild. The NGAD can fly super high, like almost in outer space. It could easily take down a satellite or even a real UFO if it wanted to. It has this scanning beam thing that's like an X-ray, so it can see through stuff, even walls. They use it to find things that we can't see with our eyes, like when it's foggy, smoky, or just plain hard to see. With a plane this awesome, even aliens might not seem so scary anymore. Actually, it might be the reason why people thought they saw UFOs in the first place. But here's the thing. No matter how cool and high-tech these new fighters are, there's still footage out there of things that don't look anything like our usual planes.